evening, awkward angels. As you can see, I'm sitting on my bathroom floor. Why? Because I am in my healing arc, okay? So sometimes when I am upset about things, I'll go in my bathroom, have a cry, maybe drink some tea, do whatever to just feel better. Because in the past, I used to, try to punish myself. I had to, do some sort of negative thing to feel better, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. And I urge anyone watching me who, maybe you're up late, maybe you can't sleep, maybe you're having bad thoughts, let this be your sign to not act on any of those thoughts. So, yeah. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about tardive dyskinesia, because I feel like I can't find much of anything other people talking about it that are young, that make any type of videos on it. So I wanted to talk about that more. And, I really feel upset because it feels like, I have worked so hard to get better and to try and be a functional person. And I never had any really physical effects of medicine, or I did have lithium toxicity. I had to get dialysis, but other than that, and just being in mental hospitals, nothing has happened. And I think of all the substances I've used and everything that I did, and now that I'm ready, I feel to go on to this next stage of my life. It's just, they have to give me one last, slap in the face. They can't just let me go. I know it's not my psychiatrist's fault, but I feel like it is in a way, because when I first went to mental hospitals as a young girl, I don't think I needed to be there. I was put there because of a really traumatic thing that happened to me. And I think that I could have, gotten better from that without all the mental hospitals. But it was just the psychiatrists were telling my parents to put me in there. And my parents were totally on board with it. They didn't question it at all. And I guess that's kind of maybe where I got my own attitude towards doctors for a long time, that I thought that they were always right, that, their word was gospel. They pretty much said, you need these medicines forever, they didn't say you're crazy, but, this is a serious illness, and it can be progressive, and you'll need these for the rest of your life. Don't ever get off of them. And I feel like I've just kind of been an experiment. Maybe some of the doctors get kickbacks or whatever for prescribing some of these medicines. And I really, you guys don't even know, I have dreamt of confronting somebody who's wronged me. Oh, so many hours of my life I have just dreamt of wanting to stand up for myself, when it's warranted. So my psychiatrist, when I brought up the tardive dyskinesia, he was I mentioned this before, but anybody who's just watching this video, he said, don't worry about it, focus on your addiction. Which I have not failed any drug tests in a long time. And even if I was, having relapses or whatever, if somebody has a really significant past of psychiatric medicines, which he knew that, medical records are, kind of connected to this mental hospital, psychiatrist's office place. And he just said, don't worry about it. Imagine if I had wholly trusted psychiatrists like I did in the past. I would have just not worried about it, and it just get worse and worse and worse. And I want to bring that up to him, especially because, sorry, notification went off. Especially because he always has med students in there. And when he said that to me about the tardive dyskinesia, not to worry about it, he said it when they had stepped out of the room. It just so happened he didn't plan that, but I want to embarrass him in front of them that he told me not to worry about it, even though I've had over 20 years of being Baker active, being on psych meds, having lithium toxicity. He told me not to worry about it, and I want him to feel as stupid and embarrassed as I did when he told me that, because it took a lot of courage to even bring it up. And I do feel it's getting worse, and I feel like kind of even my husband doesn't really understand. He's like, oh, it's not really that bad, and he's like, I'll always love you, and I'll always take care of you as long as you don't ever do, substances again. I don't care what's, your problem. But I was like, well, imagine if it was you. And it's not all day like this. It will go in spurts of like right now my hand is doing like this, so you don't really see that because I have my hand out, but I feel like it is getting worse. But I was able to buy some vitamins. Vitamin E I read helps, and vitamin C. I couldn't afford the fish oil. That's crazy expensive fish oil, but I want to embarrass him. But I'm scared, you guys, because I've been connected to him for a long time. It's scary to I hate him, but I want to be rid of him. I want some other doctor, but I'm scared because I don't want to lose myself again, you guys. There's something so scary about that, and I was talking to my husband last night, he really did, you guys. He pushed me. He was the catalyst to me getting on the path to getting better. But I forget what I was talking about, but I'm just upset because I don't want to be lost. I'm scared if I get off all my psych meds. What if I go crazy again? What if I don't come back? And I think I'm pretty stable right now, but I do have paranoid thoughts sometimes. I'll think somebody's putting stuff in the food, or someone's taking my toothbrush and doing something nasty to it, or I don't know, I just think weird things sometimes, paranoid thoughts, but I am nothing like I was before. I feel like I am, I am amazing compared to how I was before. I don't want to be lost again, and I've been told for 20 years I can never be without these meds. You'll never be cured. You'll never be better. So it's hard to believe that. That is what I'm scared of. And I'm scared to start the tardive dyskinesia medicine because I'm reading the side effects, and it's if you have liver problems, it could be bad. I did have liver problems before. My liver's better now, but, I forgot to mention that when I was there, and it said it could even cause Parkinson's. Am I gonna get a worse movement disorder? I never thought I was gonna be the voice of tardive dyskinesia, but if that is the cross that I have to bear, I will gladly bear it, because I don't feel like there's enough people talking about it. I was never told to be worried about this, that this could possibly happen, to look out for those signs. I saw a commercial, that's how I even thought of it. No doctor ever mentioned it to me. But yeah, I'm not going to keep it too long, you guys. Thanks for watching this episode of Sitting on the Bathroom Floor. Good night, angels.